Hello everybody, welcome back to Blessed Way the Game Review. I'm your host Dustin Murphy. Today we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at some more Warframe content, which today I'm going to be talking about two topics, which is one that we have not done in a while, and unfortunately the video we did do is actually quite out of date. So this is kind of a let's get things renewed, get it current, because there are a lot of new players getting into Warframe, and we really want to help those new players feel more welcome to the game than they may currently do so. So today I want to talk about item treasures and modding. So as you can see, we are going to go over all four features above, which is fusion, transmute, sell, and dissolve. And the one we're going to do right now is we're going to do dissolve, which gives us an essence called Endo. Endo is what you use aside from your credits in order to empower mods. So for those of you who are just coming back to Warframe that have not played in a really long time, and I mean probably in the past 4 months, kind of long or longer, Endo is what you're going to be using now instead of having duplicate mods. So you no longer have to have any more mods to really push your mods to level up, which is a really nice change, especially for people who are just now coming back to Warframe or who have been gone for so long that they've watched outdated videos. So let's just kind of get you up to date, really. Let's get you sped back up, folks. So all I'm doing here is I want to ensure that I at least, because I'm not sure if I have an ammo case in use right now. I may have one leveled. I'm going to go ahead and keep one spare, but I'm going to definitely get rid of these ones that are just so many duplicates and I see all the time. Which I see a lot of these no matter what, especially since I run a Necros primarily when I'm grouped with several of my friends. So we're going to continually go through here and just kind of sort through all these mods. And the goal is I want to at least get sorted out so that I can actually just kind of make my mod collection a little more accessible. So all we're going to do is just kind of keep going through here, cleaning these out, just selling what we can, dissolving what we can, and just kind of give you an idea of what these mods are worth as you go through them. And as you can see, it will tally up underneath the sell and dissolve what your credits are valued at, or what your Endo is valued at. And it never hurts to have a lot of Endo or credits, so definitely don't think that there is ever things such as too much for either or, so definitely keep that in mind. So all we're going to do is just keep selecting mods, and like I said, we're just going to get rid of all of these super common mods that I see a lot of. But I do want to let you know, even though I don't cover in this video, there are mods you can only get from doing Arcwing missions. There's mods you can only get from doing the Void missions. There's mods that you can only get by doing reputation bounties for Kuzo over in Cetus. Konzu. So there is a lot of mods that, like this one right there that I showed you, the Augur message. You can only get Augur message through doing stuff for Konzu and his faction, so definitely keep that in mind whenever you're looking for new mods. There are ones you can only even get for PvP's faction, the Conclave faction, so definitely keep all of this in mind when you're going through these. And as you can see here, I do have an ammo case, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell that one that I kept since I wasn't sure about having that maxed out one or not. So here we are to... Let's go ahead and see about doing a transmute here in just a second. Like I said, just clearing out the mods, making sure we don't have any unneeds. So to transmute, you need a total of 4 mods. You can't have more than 4 mods, and I'll show you what happens if you have more than 4 here in just a few minutes. So let's go ahead and grab a few commons and an uncommon, or a few uncommons and a rare, even though the others are on the side. And as you can see, I've transmuted 4, and I even got a mod I've never seen before. I don't know how new this is, but I'll definitely use it because I am exploring how to use a Kubero. I am exploring the Kabat, so this does kind of work out in a way in my favor. So let's definitely do that. And if all of you are wondering about how to get the Warframe soundtrack, which you can hear that I'm playing, I will put that information down below for you. This is the official Warframe soundtrack I'm listening to. And I am able to do this since I am recording through a capture card, and I just am edited it in afterwards. All the I don't play with game volume very much since I do listen to a lot of music, so you're never going to hear game volume really with my Warframe videos. So all I do is I just take this in there and edit the sound in as far as the music's concerned. All the voice dubbing is recorded in real time. So this is definitely, you're hearing me play as I'm playing and showing you how to do this. So let's grab a Fracturing Wind, Spinning Needle, Reaping Spiral. Oh, let's try, nah, I'm not going to use these Detron ones. Let's go over to Split Chamber and throw the Split Chamber in here. As you can see, my cost went up quite a bit. And I even got a freaking mod that I've already had before. But I had good luck. I got 2 mods I've never had before, one being a Daggers mod, so I will definitely use that, especially since I just got my Fang Primes, and I'm definitely going to give those a whirl here pretty soon. But I want to talk about Ayatan treasures, because these guys do have something to do with Indo. But to do this, I want to show you just how to obtain them outside of just standard missions and finding them. So if you are far enough in Warframe that you've unlocked Earth and or Mars, you need to go to Mars and have this place called Maru's Bazaar unlocked. If you do have it unlocked, just select a instance that works best for you. I always go to calm instances because even if it says calm, usually they're moderately busy or they are really busy. And it just hasn't updated on the server side. So let's definitely go in here and see if Maru sends us on a quest, and if she does, it'll more likely be an Orokin derelict, since I've noticed a lot of the treasure missions are on a derelict mission. So nothing really wrong with there, just lots of infested. So if you're not a fan of infested, get ready for some infested, and definitely equip a loadout suitable for infested. So, the important thing about Maru is Maru, let alone does she run this bazaar, she also helps you learn how to sell wares looking to buy stuff. She'll help you extract Indo from, say, your Amber Stars or your Cyan Stars, and even your Ayatan statues. So if you have Ayatan statues, don't give those to her instantly. We're actually going to have a video on what to do if you have an Ayatan statue, so stay tuned for that video, because that video will be the same one where we have the Conclave mods, the Arcwing mods, and the faction mods, just in general the advanced mods tutorial, especially since the mod system has changed a little bit on how this works. So she is going to be sending me to a derelict void mission, which means I am going to have to fight some infested, but that's fine. Mag's new changes make her one of the coolest Warframes I've played in a long time, so I'm not too worried about this really. So One thing, I'm not going to play the full mission because this can take a bit, and so I am going to edit this video a little bit post-video recording just to kind of cut out the mission portion, but it doesn't mean I'm going to take away the music because, again, I absolutely love this soundtrack and I have been listening to it on repeat for almost 2 days now. It was probably the best $10 to $15 I've ever spent on Bandcamp. So let's just clear out some stuff. Go through here. And what's kind of cool about Mag's changes is the fact that now she's just a lot more lethal. I mean, a lot more lethal. I'm going to apologize ahead of time about the Elgato. I have not set up my new Elgato. Our last one, unfortunately, did crash and burnt a little bit on our last recording, and unfortunately, having worked with Elgato, it comes out the capture card itself did cease to function, so I just had it recycled. But bright side is, like I said, these missions are really good. As you can see, I've already got another cyan star, so definitely worthwhile to undertake these missions and just kind of search through everything. Unfortunately, because this is a infested, they're everywhere. They're quite literally the cockroaches of the Warframe universe. But you know what? We can't complain. DE put them in because they knew they would be a formidable enemy, and they really are. I really do hope we get more story behind the infested, especially since we have an idea of what happened with them. I think having a full-blown origin story behind the Warframe universe would be pretty darn cool. Especially since we're starting to get one with DLCs such as Silver Grove and whatnot. As you can see, I'm not getting just a whole lot of Ayatan treasures, but don't expect to just get a ton of them. You know, it'll be random if you get stars or a statue or anything of the sort. So just take your time in these missions and definitely look around. And the volatile vases can have them. I just don't like blowing them up, especially since I've had my fair share of incidents with those, and they've never ended in my favor. So again, just take your time, just enjoy what you're doing. Definitely look for these and take on the enemies. And as you can see, I'm just kind of trying to learn everything new with Mag, because she had a major overhaul. She's not the same Mag I used 2 months ago. They've completely overhauled all her abilities, it seems like. Take out these couple infested in this corridor. I'm not even gonna bother really looking around anymore, you know. This is just a tutorial video for you all. Like I said, I'm already gonna have to cut this post edit and go ahead and skip through it and kind of honestly do a little bit of patching here and there. But almost all this audio commentary will be right on the spot, so there's that at least. So I'm not gonna have to worry about just doing a lot of post edit. Man, I keep forgetting how big these things are. At least we're getting a lot of affinity, ammo, nanospores, you know, just resources that I'll use later to craft stuff. So this is kind of working in my favor, especially since there's some stuff from the Tenno lab I haven't even made yet. I mean, with only having the mastery rank of 18, I still got my work cut out for me. 17 or 18, one of those two. Get these guys while they're right here, get these nanospores. Bam! Another Ayatan treasure. Where to go? You know what, let's just get this first and try to avoid these chargers. Another one, that's 2 or 3 now that I've already found. So these Ayatan stars definitely are in these Ayatan missions, and I'm hoping an Ayatan statue is as well, because those are actually pretty cool. I wish I could actually put one in my ship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to apologize about this segment of this video. This is a post-recording edit. Unfortunately, I did have an issue with the footage I captured. My capture card, I don't know if it's set up properly. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one post-edit and just correct. I just copied the file from my PS4 to USB to my recording studio that I use, which is the Sony's Recordings Movie Maker Platinum, I believe is what it's called. So one thing I will be doing is, for the sake of this portion, because I am going to be discussing Conclave Loadouts and Archwing Loadouts. For Conclave, I'm going to go ahead and select Oberon. I've never used him in Conclave, so this would be a perfect time to show you how Conclave mods work. As you can see, Conclave has its own entirely different loadouts from PvE. The loadouts will not affect your PvE loadout at all, so definitely make sure if you are going to go into Conclave and PvP that you do equip a loadout that is suitable for you, because once you go in, you cannot edit your loadout, and so it's very important that you do it while you're in your ship. So as you can see here, I do have mods that are Conclave only. These are indicated by the fact that they are the only ones I can use in the Conclave. Some are PvE and PvP capable. The ones that are PvP only are the ones with the X-like wing symbols, which is the Conclave loadout symbol. So we will be equipping all the mods that we can get, and it's just about minimizing and maximizing the Warframe you're using for this portion of the game. So do keep that in mind when you're doing these loadouts. It will help you in the long run to make sure you do that. As you can see here, this process goes the same with upgrading mods. All you're going to do is select a mod. You're going to upgrade it using your fusion portion, which uses your Endo and your credits. So as I said, Endo and credits are going to be extremely important, especially to new players, since you new players are going to be going through a lot of this. So definitely keep track of what you're doing, because this is not cheap on either side. Endo can be moderately hard to come by from time to time. I've had days where I've maybe got 200 or 300 Endo tops, and that's from alerts, that's from doing whatever pops up, even doing the faction wars. So the only thing you cannot mod is your Linaro gauntlet. It cannot be modded, but you can change its appearance if you have the Riv set. The other thing you can do is your Archwing mods. So you do have to go into your mode selection, which would be your L3. For no matter what controller you're using, L3 will be the one you push in. Now, don't ask me about the Steam controller, because I don't know anything about the Steam controller and how that thing works. But I'm going to go ahead and select a Archwing I've really not used a lot, which is the Elytron. Even though this is the heavy assault one, I've not used it a lot. I am really impartial to the Odonata Prime, which is a more defensive Archwing. And if you want to spice it up a little bit, definitely change the colors, you know, mess around with the defaults, make it look like your Warframe, or hit random, and it'll just look random. I mean, just do what you feel suits your Warframe a bit. As you can see here, my Mag Prime's chest piece that is part of her skin is kind of bugging out right now, so it's kind of an interesting ordeal. So just make sure, you know, everything's suited how you want, because it ultimately comes down to your customizability. Now, the only way to get Archwing mods is by doing Archwing missions. So if you have not, as you can see, I don't do a lot of Archwing. I personally don't like Archwing. I really don't find it all that fun. I find it truly kind of boring, really. And it's not because Archwing is actually boring. I feel that Archwing has a lot more potential it hasn't come into. I would like to see more Archwing bosses. I would like to see more incentive to actually undertake Archwing itself. I would love to see the Plains of Eidolon really use Archwing. So I will be doing more about the Archwing in the future, but really right now, Archwing itself, unless you're just using it to get from point A to point B in the Plains of Eidolon, it's really not a big deal right now. At least not for this guide. I will be doing another guide about Archwing itself later and how to obtain the Archwings. So the one thing I do have issues with off and on is the Archwing segment does tend to freeze up. You need to make sure if you are doing Archwing that you have your modes selected so that you go back and forth between all the modes. Make sure you have all your mods selected and leveled up. And generally just take your time. Don't feel too rushed to go get Endo. Don't feel too rushed to level up your mods. Just make sure you're having all-around fun like I do. You know, I mess around with my emotes, as you can see here. I've taken my time just to have a little bit of fun with Warframe. I mean, these tutorials are my fun. I love helping new players. I love helping returning veterans. So that's the whole point of these tutorial segments that I've been doing. But this is all the time I have for this video. We will have an advanced mods tutorial, which will feature the Conclave. It'll feature Konzu. It will feature the factions on how to obtain those, and just in general it'll kind of help all of you understand where to go if you're still wondering it. But if you liked this video, you liked our Archwing launcher segment, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Every subscription matters. It'll also keep you up to date when we have a new video go live. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm your host here at Blast Away the Game Review, Dustin Murphy. I hope you all have a wonderful week. We look forward to hearing from you. If you are heading out for the holidays, have a safe and happy holidays, and we will see you in the new year.